Women, what is the dumbest thing a man ever said to you about sex, reproductive health, menstruation? When I was 11 and he was 14, my brother asked me if periods happen on the weekends too. When I said yes, he just shook his head and said I'm sorry. Someone I was dating asked me if I could reschedule my period so it didn't coincide with his birthday. We did not make it to his birthday. I dated a 21-year-old who did not realize that menstruation involved bleeding. He asked me how girls know when their period ends, and when I said the bleeding stops, he screamed "You bleed," and recoiled in horror. My husband of almost 13 years says again. Every time I start my period, yes, again, I'm sorry I don't have them paid off yet. Spoiler alert, it's gonna happen next month too. My dad banned me from wearing tampons because they would take my virginity, and also I would be used to walking around with a penis between my legs. Logic that he still fully believes. The worst part is I have heard several of these crazy things. In college, one guy argued with me that you couldn't get a woman pregnant if she was on top. Another guy told me that women lie when talking about the pain of childbirth. I have 3 kids, and my wife was not lying. In early pregnancy he told me, I can't have sex with you anymore as I'm scared I will hit the baby in the head and damage it. Let's just say his penis was not of a size to damage anything. A man I know was convinced his daughter was having sex because her breasts and hips grew over the summer. Threatened to take her phone, lock her in the house, etc. She was just a 13-year-old going through puberty. He thought sex made her body develop. My guy pals in high school once asked me if I didn't mind my period BC it was blue, my favorite color. They actually thought the liquid used in tampon and pad commercials was real period. Senior year of high school, several guys in my class were shocked to learn that periods don't start and stop at will. They had no clue that periods don't stop while we sleep and that cramps exist. Doesn't that, like, suck me? Well, yeah, that's the freaking point. I was in theater doing a CS when the male anesthetist said that women don't deserve pain medicine when they give birth, as we have to pay for the sins of Eve. He said the ones getting CS are cheating the system. He gives anesthesia in a maternity hospital for a living. It's totally normal to have such intense pain with sex. Part of why women enjoy it less than men. My gynecologist, who I dropped as soon as possible. I knew a guy who once, with great conviction, explained how after a woman has had intercourse with a man, her vaginal cavity form fits to his penis, and if she ever cheats on that man, he will know, because her vagina will no longer have that same form fit feeling. Heard one last weekend. He thought women literally expelled a small egg, roughly the size of a Cadbury's mini egg, during every period. Older male relative said my baby was sick cause I was breastfeeding him and I'm not pasteurized. He asked me why we don't just push it all out at once instead of waiting for it fall out over 7 days. I once had a guy ask me if I got sad every time I had a period because every period is a dead baby. I was explaining to this one guy what a tampon was. The first thing I said was okay, so women have their periods or menstruation cycles every month. He froze, looked at me like I got 10 heads, and said every month. I thought they only got it once. I died laughing. Famous story from astronaut Sally Ride. NASA dudes had no clue how many feminine hygiene products she might need for a month in space. They gave her 100. A guy in his 20s thought that every woman had her period at the exact same time because of the moon.